that's me. I'm a casual piano player. Casual cause I don't take lessons, except from YouTube videos. Because of this, I've experienced slow growth as a piano player. And that's perfectly fine, I'm in no rush. But there's one thing that I feel is holding me back from reaching my pure potential, and that is hand independence. This is a common struggle for anyone who plays the piano. Trying to have separate rhythms for each hand is no easy task. And honestly, it feels like a rite of passage as a piano player. So I've done hand independence exercises in the past, but I never really stick with them because they're kind of boring, and sometimes they don't seem to have the effect that I want them to have, which is actually getting better. So I can do a few rhythms, but there are still moments where I try to do certain patterns that just completely scramble my brain and I can't get them down. So in this video, I'm gonna stick with some hand independence exercises for a whole month and see if that can help fix some of my hand independence issues. For this exercise, I'm just gonna look up hand independence exercises on YouTube. I'll be practicing them for 30 minutes every day for 30 days. Once an exercise gets too easy, I'll swap it out for a more difficult one, just so I'm always limit testing my hand independence. To help show a before and after, I'll be learning a new song that requires some hand independence, and we'll see how I am at the end of 30 days. And of course, links to all the exercises I use will be in the description below. So here we go, day one. So let me show you a few of the exercises I'm going to be doing. One is about rhythm, which is basically this one, where I'll be alternating different rhythms on each hand. And another one will be similar to the rhythm, but in triplet form. So I'll be changing the rhythm in triplets. And others will be more scale oriented, where I'm going up the scale on one hand and the other hand is doing a different pattern. Now this one was really difficult, but essentially I'm alternating between two separate patterns on my hands and then trying to switch between them as well. Alright, so first progress check. This is how I sound playing Sweet Dreams. Next, this is how I sound trying to play Sail Away by Styx. And lastly, the song that I'm actually really looking forward to learning is Oblivion by Grimes. I've always loved the arpeggio, but trying to play that melody with it has always been a struggle. So here's how it sounds day one. You get the idea. Now let's get to training. So, interesting update. I just finished day 4 of exercises, and I remember watching a video that if you're having a trouble with an exercise, you really should slow it down pretty much as slow as you can play it perfectly. So I was actually trying the Grimes like Oblivion arpeggio with the melody run, and I'm getting there. It's actually kind of crazy. Let me actually show you. Excuse the bedhead, but I just slow it down. So it's pretty close. And if I kept doing that, I noticed I got slightly faster and more accurate. So that's just something I noticed. Okay, so actually, it's barely been over a week. I think this is day 9. And I actually can play the freaking Grimes Oblivion arpeggio with a little bit of the melody. I'm actually kind of shocked. Let me actually show you. Anyway, you get the idea. And I didn't expect to hit this milestone day 9. So I guess I'm gonna look for another song that has a complicated left hand and right hand independence so that I can keep practicing. So let's get to it. So here's a little update on an exercise that I've been trying. And this one's more focused on movement and coordination across the keyboard. And just basically is playing A flat major with one hand, just like an ascending. And with the other hand, actually playing the same notes, but scaling across the keyboard. So in this instance, with the right hand, it would be like index, thumb, index, ring, or whatever that finger is. Just like that, going up and down, while this one stays stationary. So let me show you how that looks. And then just doing the reverse, so the right hand will do the same thing. And the other thing that I've been doing to sort of help with my left and right hand coordination is actually switching the hands. And I'll explain what I mean. So basically, for that one example of trying to learn Sail Away, I'll try to do it with the right hand doing the arpeggio and the left hand doing the melody, just so I can get a little bit of the coordination between the two. So those are the 2 extra exercises I've been adding to the routine, so it'll sort of help with my hand independence and keep it kind of difficult. Okay, so here we are, day 15. I want to do another quick progress report, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm kind of shocked, so let me show you. But in any case, let's keep going. So we made it. It's actually been 31 days. I actually lost count. But in any case, I'm gonna do a quick progress report of how I play now versus when I did 30 days ago. Let's get to it. All right, and first up, let's start with Sweet Dreams. Pretty easy actually now. Used to be a little tricky because the syncopation, but not anymore. So let's hop on to the next song, which is Grimes' Oblivion, which I'm very proud of. Let me show you. Something like that. I still haven't gotten the whole song down, but it's actually a lot smoother than it was the first day. All right, now let's move on over to Sail Away by Styx. right, last but not least, I started to learn Runner by Tennis, which was actually pretty difficult because there's a lot of moving parts to the song, but there's no before, but I'll show you the progress that I've made on the song thus far. Well, I hope that shows you some of the progress that I've made in this month. And I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed, but not fully convinced that I have hand independence. So I've made a ton of progress. I don't doubt that at all. And in fact, I'm very happy with the progress that I've made, but I still think I'm a long way from achieving the level of hand independence that I was hoping to achieve within these 30 days. But if there's something that I've learned from this experiment is that if you stay consistent with something, you're really bound to make a lot of progress in it, even if it's imperfect at first. I honestly didn't expect to get through the Grimes Oblivion arpeggio with the melody so quickly. I thought that would take the whole 30 days. And honestly, that is a great deal of progress and I'm happy with it, but it's not exactly what I was hoping for. I was actually hoping to achieve a level of hand independence where my hands were asynchronous from one another and holding separate rhythms. As of right now, it still feels like my hands are associated with one another and they're coordinating together to achieve these multi-rhythmic patterns. But nonetheless, I'm very happy and proud of the progress that I've made. So something that was interesting to me during this experiment was some days, even though it was a 30-minute exercise, I felt like I could just keep going. I think focusing and sitting down for 30 minutes, practicing something that was difficult but not too difficult, a lot of these exercises were still very doable, even if I just had to slow them down. It allowed me to achieve a flow state, so I would actually lose track of time. Luckily, I had my timer on my watch, so I would stay on time, but then sometimes the timer would hit 30, and I would just say, I'm gonna stay on and practice a few more like exercises and also try to apply what I was learning to some of the songs that I was trying to get better at. So that's like a bonus side effect of actually sticking with something that you're trying to master, is that if you get into a flow state with it, you might be surprised that you're gonna do it for much longer than just the 30 minutes. Now, will I continue to do this for 30 minutes every day? Maybe. To be honest, like I said, I find enjoyment in this now, and maybe it won't be 30 minutes of just pure hand independence exercises, but I'll try to learn songs and I'll try to get better at coordinating between my two hands every day just so I can still build that skill and habit of hand independence. So if you're someone who struggles with hand independence, I would say really spend the time every day trying to improve at it, and you might be shocked with the progress that you achieve. I'm not a complete master in just 30 days, but I would say that I'm leaps and bounds ahead of where I was 30 days ago. And had I not done this exercise, this might have taken me like another year to achieve this level of progress. Definitely, I think the sweet spot with this sort of experiment is finding exercises that are just difficult enough, but not too difficult. Once again, you want to be able to perform these perfectly, so slowing it down is a way of sort of reducing the difficulty without having to compromise the actual exercise. So that's just my recommendation if you plan on doing something like this for yourself. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video was interesting and insightful for you, and maybe you got to see what it takes to actually achieve hand independence. I wish you guys all the best, and let me know if you guys have done similar experiments or what are ways in which you've achieved or progressed your hand independence, because like I said, I'm still not where I want to be, so I'm open to learning new ways of achieving hand independence. So before you leave, hit that like button if you liked the video, and if you want more content just like this, subscribe. I'm gonna be posting more often, and I have a lot of new ideas for experiments that I want to practice in the future. So let me know what you think and what you want down below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.